Get your priorities together now, okay? Figure out what they are, figure out why you need to go in that direction and why those are the priorities. Because we have a Mars retrograde coming up on December 6th, and it goes until February 24th. So we have some time to sit in this. Mars, part of it is about battle, strategy, victory. It's also about strategizing so that you do not have to enter into those areas if you don't need to, which comes with understanding what are your priorities, why are you prioritizing them. Through a Mars retrograde, we do go through the process of reconsidering our priorities or understanding, is this really a priority or not? However, before we enter into a Mars retrograde, another one of the aspects of Mars is enemies. It attracts enemies because you have a power and a birthright, and sometimes people just like to fight. So if you're able to, before that Mars retrograde, again, December 6th, if you're able to get your priorities together for you, what is it that you need? Are there people around you that you're also prioritizing with? What do you guys need also? Could be time for some team meetings, you know? Because there could be some forces during Mars retrograde that come up that try to tell you that's not your priority. This isn't what you really need to be doing. When it really is what you need to be doing. But that's just the energy of Mars retrograde sometimes, so discern for yourself. Another thing about Mars retrograde is that Mars rules Aries, and Aries rules our head. Mental health is going to be a big priority during this time, during a Mars retrograde, especially for people who are in the Northern Hemisphere and are going into winter right now, okay? The seasonal depressies or the seasonal messies. It is. We also, too, currently have the North Node in Aries, which will change partway through the Mars retrograde, but for the first, month and a half-ish, I don't know the exact timing, January 28th is when the nodes switch over, all right? So, we have a while. We have a while of the North Node, which is all about that purpose in the sky that you do not understand, but are walking towards it anyway. People might call you crazy, but you're like, it's my life's mission. It's just what I need to do. Right now, it's in Aries, which is it rules the head. It's being ruled by the mind, that part of our life. So to have that during a Mars retrograde, you may have to defend yourself or those dreams or those purposes, even when you don't understand. Even when you don't understand why you have to defend it or why you're having to defend it from a certain person or place or space. This is not a time to pretend, all right? It is I feel like for many years we've just been walking into more truth and authenticity, and this is a time where that truth and authenticity is actually starting to kind of reward us with our work, especially with this transit. We also, as if that wasn't enough, have Saturn kind of watching us during this because Saturn is going to move into Aries next year too. So part of this Mars retrograde is to help us get everything together priorities-wise before Saturn moves into Aries, and then we have order and structure in the head. It's a lot. We'll get into that in another video, but that's what to expect. Prepare as necessary. Meditation could be a helpful practice during this, or just time to have conversations with yourself mentally, check in with yourself mentally. Really, there's a big focus on the mental at this time. We're also approaching that shadow period of that Mars retrograde, so you could already be seeing themes of this coming up. Prioritizing your space and prioritizing your boundaries. Also, go ahead and look at any of your Scorpio and Aries placements, your Mars placement. Prioritize that. Priorities in those areas. And that's what I'll leave you with. That's true. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep doing what you need to do. Keep up your brew. And may prioritizing be easy for you. Because sometimes with Mars, it's not always super fun. Plus, one of the things I learned about Mars yesterday is that if you can get all those priorities together and you can have everything lined up, you can finally move forward. But moving forward is really hard if you don't have those priorities already together. So, get it together. That's what this transit asks us. Get it together. Thanks, Mars. Thanks. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon.